It is 5:47 p.m. and I am giving you another garage update. There's Ocho, my 97 Mexican off-road Beetle, sitting here by the complete garage. Yes, the crew finished it last night. It was after dark, and as soon as they finished it, it started raining. It started pouring actually. It's kind of good because then I could see if there was any leaks, and there was no leaks. Ah, wow. Yeah, I'm kind of overwhelmed with this whole thing because this is a lifelong dream come true. I've been a car guy ever since I can remember, and I'm in my 50s now, so I've been around the block a few times, and I've always longed to have a dedicated shop to work on the cars. And now I finally do in the year 2025. That dream has come true. Now, this is phase one, I say, because we have a completed building, but there's nothing inside it. We don't have finished floors, we don't have any electric run, nothing. So that's all going to be coming. I spent the day today going around the property here, the edge, and brought him out here to smooth out the ruts created by the heavy machine. So let me give you a little tour. We've got the three 10 by 10 roll-up doors. This building is approximately 30 by 50 inside, actually a little bit shorter than 50. We've got this 9 by 8 roll-up door on this side. This is for side access for vehicles. We have 5 windows in here and 1 man door. This area that you're looking at now in this corner is going to be where a loft is going to be built. We're going to have a second story in here. That's why I went with 14-foot walls. You're going to come in this entrance door. You're going to be able to walk down here. There's going to be steps against the wall, and that's going to take you right up top, and we're going to do the loft all the way across here. That'll maximize our space. The area underneath here will be for tools and probably a workbench and some storage of different items. But then up top, we're gonna have parts, different things up there that we don't need to grab on an everyday occurrence. But we do want to maximize the space in here because anybody that has built a garage knows they fill up quite quickly. You know, my whole life I've had nothing bigger than a 2-car garage and usually a 1-car space. So this is going to be amazing. One of the things that's great about the location of this on my property is we have the sun comes up on this side and then it sets on this side, and that makes this area pretty much completely shaded for most of the day, and that's because we are surrounded by high trees. You can see the sun over here. So it's just a really nice, peaceful atmosphere. My lovely wife already got to decorating. You can see here, we've got this cool little VW mat. Oh, we have a caterpillar trying to move in. You can see it over there. That time of year, looking for a place to go. Got a little table and chairs set up so we can just kind of hang out and enjoy the day. So I got a more comfy one sitting over there. And you guys can see Ocho in the background. If you're tuning in for the first time, I live in Central Florida. And I purchased this building through a company called Big Buildings Direct. They're out of Tampa, and the building was manufactured by a company called Steel Buildings and Structures out of North Carolina. The staff, everybody that I talked to at Steel Buildings and Structures was amazing, super helpful. Took care of any questions I had. Same thing with my salesperson at Big Buildings Direct. His name was Garrett. Shout out to him because he was excellent. It was so good, in fact, that even if I had questions on the weekend, he would respond to me. And I'm very much an OCD person. I want everything to be perfect, and I triple check everything. And I had a lot of questions. I wanted to make sure everything was right. And he was there every step of the way to help me. Really amazing thing about this building is that I feel like I have birthed a child with it, because it started out as an idea. You're shopping around, you're looking at different steel building manufacturers, and you see designs that catch your eye. And I spent a lot of months going through different designs, pulling things that I liked. And eventually I found one of the sites that offered the 3D builder. And I was able to go through and create a building, and also using Photoshop too, I was able to create a building that I wanted. My idea for this building was to kind of make it look like an old service station. Obviously it's bigger than a service station, but when I was first coming up with the plans for it, this area here you see with the drop down over the lean-to, that was going to be the only covered area. It was just going to be over here, and we were actually going to put some gas pumps and make it look very old-fashioned. And who knows, that may actually happen one day, we'll see. But then I thought it'd be a great opportunity to increase the space, to maybe detail cars here on the outside, or when we're entertaining friends and family, be able to just sit out here on this nice big porch in the shade and really enjoy it. So that's why I changed it up and decided to go with a full-size lean-to. Now, most of these buildings, when they construct them, the lean-to is just going to be this. You're going to have the metal posts, that's it. I had these finished, custom. I want to show you something right here. These are the 3 men that built this building. They did a fantastic job. I had them sign this so everybody would be able to see it. They built this building in 5 days, and they worked a lot of hours. These guys were relentless. They were meticulous too. I watched them. I was here the whole time they were working, and I've done a lot of live videos. If you check my channel, you see this from start to finish. I'm also putting together an actual edited video of the whole process, which I'll release later. Just a lot easier to do these live videos. But they were out here. I watched them, chalk lines, levels, all the time, making sure everything was right as they're putting this thing together. And this building comes with just generic drawings. It is not an actual blueprint. So these builders are looking at photos, basically computer drawings of a building to put it together. So what they're doing, thank you, Gabe, thank you. What they're doing is they're asking you every step of the way when they go to build, you want it like this, you want it like that. Different things, they customize it right on the spot for you. And that happened over on these edges because the drawings they had actually showed this panel sticking out really far. Same thing with the edge here, sticking out past the edge, kind of making it a little bit of an alcove. Hey, Justin, thanks for tuning in. So, they're asking me about it, and I said, no, let's just, smooth everything out. I just want these beams covered, on the outside so you don't see the metal on the inside. And I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the inside. I may do something with it. Next up's going to be, got to do the floors inside. I'm still debating if I want to do polished concrete or if I want to do like an epoxy type coating. I'm not sure on that. If you guys have built a garage and you have any suggestions, please do tell me. Another screw. I spent, I don't know, a few hours out here this morning raking and a magnet to pick up screws, and I'm still finding them. I'm sure I'm probably going to be finding them years from now. This is the bag. Look at this. That's how much stuff I picked up around the building. So that's what I'm talking about it. 2 great tools I got from Harbor Freight. This magnet here, which has a release, oh, this thing is awesome. And then I have the roller magnet, which I used inside. Guys did a pretty good job cleaning up, but unfortunately, right when they completed the building, it started pouring rain. So there wasn't a whole lot they could do. Take care of it. You know, they picked up trash and things like that. So the way this building is set up, you know, they consider this the front of the building. Obviously, I consider it the side. Yeah, I don't want to park anything inside, Justin, until I get the floors done, because they all leak oil. I don't want the new floors all ruined in there. I guess I could put something down, but chances are it'd probably leak all over anyways. But this door, I decided to put in so I could park cars this way if I need to. And we've got a lot of room over here in the yard, as you can see. I also had the guys leave me some extra trim and metal and panels just in case, you know, there's a whoops and I run into something here. Because you guys know stuff happens. Don't mind the landscaping pavers. They were actually down here in this hole with a piece of fence. One thing that's really cool about this building too is the house for the most part blocks it. You can't see it from the road except for a little piece right here. So again, I mentioned about this lean-to being custom designed. This whole piece here is added on by me. Same thing with the other side. And of course this here, all the trim covering everything is normally would be completely open. Serves, you know, a couple of purposes, decorative of course, but also it gives extra strength to the building because you've got these extra beams in here. Here's our entrance. And for those of you just joining us, my wife has already done decorating. She's got this nice little format here and a little table and chair set out on the porch. If you have any questions about the building, anything you want to know, feel free to post it in the chat. I've had a lot of people chime in on these videos wanting to know more information about the buildings and the process, and I'm more than happy to help anybody answer questions. It can be a very daunting process. It's very frustrating for me going through this. I spent a lot of time making a decision on what company I wanted to go with. And I can't say enough good things about both Big Buildings Direct in Tampa and Steel Buildings and Structures, the manufacturer of this building. I told them that I'd be more than happy to speak to any potential customers, because I will tell you that's one thing I had a difficult time finding. Actually, I couldn't find any steel building company that was willing to let me speak to their customers for references. Oh, and my garbage bag is blowing across the yard over here. Well, no, Justin, it's not going to be a room. It's going to be a loft, but that area is going to be where the tools will be, workbench, things like that, because the lift is going to be right next to it. So I need that space to be open. I don't want to be crammed up against the wall, if that makes sense to you. And I do need to get a car in here and see what that looks like. But most likely, what we're gonna do is there's gonna be a post here that goes up and it goes across. So we're, I don't know, talking maybe like 8 feet or so. So this will all be open space here up to this area. So we have enough room to move around and work. The lift itself should probably be positioned, I don't know, maybe somewhere right here. I'll have to do some measuring. But this whole area is where the thicker concrete is and the rebar. But the loft will be, the floor will be about right here, going all the way across. We have 14 feet at the edge of the wall here. So we've got plenty of space to be able to stand up there, which will be nice. I want to tie it in with these braces here. So have it come just above this window, like this. And Justin, since you tuned in a little bit late, I was telling everybody that in addition to picking up all the screws and stuff this morning, I had to fill in these ruts here, which I used Ocho as the tractor to smooth everything out. It's not perfect, and it's not going to be because we got to bring dirt in here to build this up. I think he's probably the only one that could get into the garage at this point. But he leaks oil too, so he's not going up in there. He's the first one that's seen it from the VW crew at the house. Ocho's the first one to see the garage, so he has special privileges. I was supposed to be working on him today on that back suspension, but I spent all day out here and it was cool. It was nice. We have a beautiful day today. Just great temperature, breeze as you can see a little bit. Ah, man, so nice. So nice. And even a nice little breeze inside the garage. I'll be curious come summertime how much of an oven it'll feel like in there. But we do have enough, you know, between the windows and the doors, should have enough ventilation so it won't be excruciating. Hey, the bottom line is it beats being outside on the driveway working. At least I'll be in the shade, and if it rains, guess what? I'll be covered. I've been working outside before using a easy up tent. Twice I've had them collapse because of rain. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. I probably will add gutters on here. You know, there's a lot of rain. You see the slope on that roof coming this direction. And right now we don't have any type of a paved entrance, as you can see. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with that. But that's it, that's the tour. Unless you guys want to see anything else. I'm still in disbelief that this has actually come to fruition. Really am. I will tell you guys that are shopping for a metal building, there's a lot of companies out there. If you can, try to get references, you know, find out in your area if, you know, any buildings have been made, if you can look at them. I looked at several buildings that were constructed, just going to these different building centers. They have their buildings on display, and I looked at the workmanship of those. You figure the ones that are on display are going to be their best possible buildings. So if you find flaws with those, chances are the ones that they're putting up are not going to be as good. And as I mentioned, these guys did a phenomenal job. It's as close to perfect as it could be. For me, I'm very picky, and that is a good thing. Hey, Harry, Gabe, thanks for joining. But you can do these any way you want. If I could go back from the very beginning, I would try to find a company that could do everything together, meaning the site, the job work, doing the dirt work, doing the concrete, doing the building as well. Even if you're buying, most of these companies that sell the steel buildings don't do concrete. But that was the biggest issue I had, was concrete, getting this poured correctly and just coordinating everything. It can be pretty daunting, and it's kind of a full-time job having to manage all this stuff that's going on. But now I can say the end result, phase one is complete, the building is up, and we just have to move on from there. We have no electric, we have nothing. We just have a shell, basically an overgrown shed at this point. But it's still beautiful. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live stream, and I appreciate everybody who's tuned in. And look for a future video. Of course, I'll be doing more videos of the garage as things, you know, just move along as we start doing different things within the garage. And of course, I'll be filming more videos working on the cars, so you can see those too. But I appreciate watching the videos, sharing the channel, making comments. All this stuff helps the channel get out in the algorithm with YouTube. It's kind of funny, I've had this channel for, I think, going on 5 years now, still not monetized. And that's because people don't comment and share as much, I guess, as the algorithm likes. So even though I have a decent amount of subscribers on here, it just, it doesn't bring any type of income. And not that I'm depending on this for income, but I always hope that through maybe companies wanting to sponsor products, or through the commercials that YouTube puts on the videos, because I don't even have control over that. In the old days, you didn't have commercials on your videos unless you were monetized. Now they can put them on whatever they want. But I was always hoping to get some type of revenue, whereas I could start giving things back to the community. So people that watch the channel, we could give away products or prizes, things like that, just kind of a pay it forward type of thing. So hopefully one day it'll come. But I do this channel, if you look at my other videos, I do this really, I'm working on these cars, and when I think there's something that might benefit the masses out there, I like to shoot a video on it, just to help other people out, because I realize people come from all different levels into the car hobby. Some people are experts, they know how to do just about anything. Other people are brand new, never worked on a car a day in their life. And I try to approach it from that standpoint of somebody being brand new. Break it down simple, make it easy to understand. I don't do a lot of super long form videos anymore because, quite frankly, people don't watch them. And it takes a lot of time to shoot a video, edit it, and I don't have that kind of time. So that's why I've been doing a lot of these live, because I don't have to do anything but just walk around, film, and talk. No editing, all raw, all real. But any support you could give to the channel, I would appreciate. Yeah, we got Faith up there. That's the red 73 Beetle. And then we got Ocho here. It's a 97 Beetle from Mexico. And then we've got one more up there, a 63. We got 3 Beetles in the immediate family here. And more to come. Now we got space. It's going to be great. All right. I'll let you guys go. Thanks again for tuning in. And I'll catch you later.